Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to a nice Friday evening, which means it's TTFL time, and we are live at Silverstone for Season 3, Round 10 on the calendar. And you'll be joined as always as me in the box. It's Steph. I hope you all have a good day and evening. Hope we're going to make your life race more interesting tonight, as we was last time out in Austria, where we had multiple battles going on up and down across the field so much so I couldn't keep up with everything. So hopefully we'll be all in for the same again. So feel free to donate some lungs and heart, that'd be great for me. So then, going from last time round out at season 9, not season 9, season 3, round 9. Since I haven't finished on top there, so if you haven't seen the race fully, go watch it back. So, going through with the driving standings then, along with the constructors straight after then, we have got CSR Hamilton up in top, leading the way on 111 points. Spike in second, not far behind with 108 points. They got there in third with 103. Siege in fourth with 101. Lambo in fifth with 53 points out. Sugo NL was retired with 43, but also joined there with Jay as well, with 43 points there for sixth. Ollie P in 8th with 38 points. We've got Plaster there in 9th with 36 points. We've got Bazer in 10th with 32 points. Max Pierce is 11th with 22 points. Fredo in 12th with 20 points. Also tied there with our very own commentator Kieran McGinley. 14th place there, we've got Technique, who's retired on 19 points. We've got Dan Sinclair 15th with 18 points. Pose in 6th with 15 points, but also tied there with Weed Nation there of one of his accounts. Got a Scott there in 18th with 14 points. Alan Kate there in 19th, also joined there with Clifford Red on 12 points. We've got VP there in 21st with 10 points. We've got Damien B in 22nd with 8 points, and we've got Bill Matt in 23rd there with 6 points. So that is your driver standings. In the constructors wise, the Red Bull the Red Bull team still lead up there with 149 points, with the Mercedes in second with 133, very close, followed behind by the McLarens in third with 132. We've got the Force India in fourth with 122 points. We've got the Redos in fifth with 103 points. The Ferraris in sixth with 56 points. The Haas are seventh with 55. Sauber in 8th with 44. We've got Toro Rosso there, not very far behind, with 43 points. And then we've got the Williams in 10th on 22. So that is your drivers and constructors there, respectfully. Obviously, you'll look down. Yep, everything's all good. Right then. So, obviously, as I said last time out, we had the A logo and the Week 45 Solutions Cup last weekend. Obviously, the TTFL League was featured in the first Esports Cup in the A Logo Esports Cup, and they done pretty well. They were in the got third with 36 points out there. So congratulations to everyone who took part, and also for everyone in all leagues that took part as well. Thank you so much for joining, and it was great to watch amazing races across each respective league respectfully. So then obviously from the A Logos Cup, as the TTFL guys were racing in that one, so the winners of that was Amazing Q Racing, followed by CSR B Division in second with 38. TTFL was third with 36 points, followed by the sister team of TTL F1. We were fourth place with 27th. TTL F2 is in fifth with 90 points, and then obviously IC F1 in sixth with no points, unfortunately. But overall, though, it was a great, amazing night last Saturday. And it was amazing to commentate along with David Shaw 1986 there, giving a good shout out as well. It was great to be partnered with him for that one. And hopefully one day soon we'll join up again, partnering again for another interleague race when it's 6 rounds. Obviously for the week Wi-Fi Solutions, the TTFL was not featured in that, but TTG scored they was, and they got fourth place out there with 24 points. The winners out there was VSR Racing with 56, CSR is second with 32. So It was an amazing race throughout, and also again congratulations to the respectful winners of each league of that one, and also to everyone taking part throughout that Saturday. So then, back to the action tonight. We are live at Silverstone, as you can probably tell by the title. Situated in two counties. Half the track's in Buckinghamshire, the other one's in Hertfordshire. So obviously one part of the track in one county, the other track in another. Started at 1950s. Was a former airfield for the World War II, and then it became disused, and then the layout itself pretty much became a racetrack, and ever since then it's been pretty much the heart of the British motorsports across the country. So it was great to be back home, and also great to concentrate on Silverstone, as it is an amazing track throughout. It has had this few track modifications for its time, especially the 80s. It used to be a little bit shorter and quicker, and then throughout the 90s and 2000s the pit stop it was used going through Abbey, Woodgut, into like Brooklands area, but on the Leaf Bridge, before in 2010 when it has been changed into layout and started in a new stadium complex, along with the new pit lane and paddock. So then ever since then it's been held pretty much halfway around the old layout of the old track, but still opens up for great interesting racing. So obviously the action points to look out for them. We'll be heading down in turn 1 round Abbey, not Cops, make sure. Down the back one of the straights of Wellington Straight. We can see actions there going into Brooklands and into Luffields. You can see it overtakes into the old turn 1, which becomes Cops. Also through Maggots and Beckett and onto the Haggis Straight. Valen K, you just say my name. If you could type back quickly via the PlayStation rather than through YouTube, tell me what's going on. Anyway, as let's go through, so the overtakes we again look through right down through Hang Straight into Stowe, and then into Club Vale as well. We could also see some overtakes through there. But it all pretty much depends on the case of incidents and also weathers as well. So all that to play for as well. And we have got 18 drivers racing tonight, which is amazing turnout. So definitely going to be in for some great action there. Oh, and obviously everyone's just telling me to hit spectate. Yeah, I do apologise. Sorry for the delay there, guys. My bad. Busy chatting, expecting to literally chat away here when I just totally forget the buttons. Great start, Steph. Great start. Cheers, guys, for the heads up there. Still, when should now be heading away into qualifying itself now after my little kerfuffle, just literally yabbing away here. Yes, Space, I know the number that you show me in YouTube. I am not going to explain why to myself on stream why that number is being featured for a reason. So now we'll do the time counting down, then we're going into qualifying. Obviously the tyre compounds we got tonight is a complete mixture. We have the soft tyres along with the mediums, and the first and only time to be featured is the hard tyres. So the strategy is going to be completely out of the window, obviously depending on what tyres they qualify on. So if we can see like people turn on softs, we possibly may see them doing the 2-stop. 1 stop is possible, going soft, going to mediums into hards, or even extended to softs long enough. You may be able to go on to like the hards on the mediums, but there is a huge delta difference between the 3 compounds itself, so the drivers have that to bear in mind, along with the track and the weather conditions as well on top. Now we're just waiting for the drivers to literally sync up and get ready. But yeah, best moments I've seen around Silverstone is obviously the overtakes into Stowe, because obviously from Hanging Straight going down 200 miles an hour into there, overtaking into Stowe is absolutely amazing, making it stick, you'd be absolutely flying. So, going into qualifying then, nice sunny day in Silverstone, not often the case in the British weather there. No, amazing, it's not snow. Looking at the sky, there's no clouds in sight of snow. Although it'd be nice to see F1 cars be going around in snow. Okie dokie, it's confirmed it's dry. Okay, so we're going to be in for a drive race then, ladies and gentlemen. So the Maximus there, obviously retiring then, I'm presuming, with a qualifying ban, so he'll be serving that. There's all the drivers are getting out of their tyres then. Most of the drivers up there with soft tyres lighted up. We've got a few up there with mediums, and Ollie P there going on the hard tyres. So that will be interesting to see what you can do on lap time wise. Let's just see who we can get out, who's first out on track. The first one out of track will be Built and Matt. So he'll be looking to get himself used around to the track. Being McLaren's home race, as its track is not far located it. Obviously also home to various other manufacturers as well. So obviously in the McLaren's own race, along with the Force India, along with Williams. So, and also Red Bull as well. So big huge day here for those four respective manufacturers there, aiming to do the team well at the home turf. Pretty much their own little test track at their own backyard. Now I don't know if you all have been to Silverstone or not, but if you went to Silverstone, if you get a nice good clear day and the right vantage point, you can pretty much see the factories of the respective teams in the horizon in the distance. So pretty much shows how close they are to the track to make life easy on testing. So then we built a map, then coming around the last couple of corners then. We will be going on board with him for a track guide, courtesy of Built a Map. So coming round into Vale Nil. Make sure you get the last kink right here, nice and done, which he does. DRS is open, so the first of the 3 DRS zones today. Head down turn 1, known as Abbey. Again, gets it handed there, just the back end wants to come out there. Head down through turn 2 into turn 3. Need to work out and then into Farm. Crucial to get this right, which he does. Now he's got to get himself car lined up ready for DRS number 2 down the Renton straight here. Going flat out here as much as possible. Now heading down into Brooklands. Crucial to get the corner apex here right, which he does nicely. Now into Lovefields. Keeping nice and tight there. Final bright point and bite on the exit, which he does nicely there. Heading down to the old start finishing straight. Heading down to the old turn 1, which is known as Cops. Although Bilton didn't want to go too flat up there. And now heading up to the old classic Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel. Now into Beckett's, now coming into Chapel. Crucial to get it right, ready for the hanger straight, which we're on to now. And the last of the DRS zones. Into 8th gear above 200 miles an hour. Get your braking point ready for Stowe. Crucial to get the entry and the exit right here. Don't want to go too far wide on the exit, which he doesn't, so good job there. Now heavy braking into Club. And then into Vale itself. And that is your lap around Silverstone, courtesy of Built a Map. And the time he sets is a 1:28.8 there. So that is the time to target to beat there. We have got some few drivers in there that are new as well. We'll go through them in a second. Whilst Freddy there goes 1:27.4, puts him into P2, along with Jay there setting the fastest lap of 1:26.4 there. So that's the benchmark to beat now. So then, obviously, one of the new drivers in, acting as a reserve for tonight with the potential seat, will be VSR Francis there, and he sets him up into P2 there with 1:26.6. So good job there for the newcomer there coming in from tonight. So you'll be looking for a good result there. Another new driver up there as well will be CSR Ollie, representing Force India. Also up there on the hard tyres as well, just to get an overfield of grip of the track as well. And the other third driver in tonight representing Williams is SJ Miller. Also, I'm just going to call you SJ, makes life much easier. With 127.1 there, so again, good lap times as well for the new Williams driver. Hamilton in a P5 then with a 127.8 on the set mediums. Alan Kay in 6th with 128.1, which is go down to P7 because Clifford there goes in P5 with 127.4. So then we got multiple yellow flags out there in Sector 2, Sector 3. More likely a case of drivers just literally slowing down to let the faster cars behind them go through. Meanwhile, Spike here just getting himself lined up ready for qualifying. Meanwhile, we will switch to Ollie P. Looks like he's coming over the line, see what lap time he does. No, he's going for another lap then. And he goes off well wide there at turn 1 there. What's happened there with Ollie? Very unusual there to go off wide there at turn 1 there, but maybe just a case of grip not there with him just yet. It takes a little while to get the hard tyres going. Spike then goes up into P3 then with a 126.9. He'll be looking forward to winning the race and try and reduce the gap to Hamilton then, because them two are now become as rivals for the championship, although they're both on different types of tyres there. So Spike going a little bit more aggressive tyre strategy than Hamilton, whilst Hamilton's going a bit more conservative, going for the harder compound. So be interesting to see what they can do. Got a skirt, just taking it easy, trying to find a gap and try and go again. Hamilton then coming in on the inner lap as well, so not showing pace. Ollie there, putting himself in P8 there on a set of hard tyres there, 128.1, not a bad lap time there, despite the tyre gap difference. So unfortunately Maximus there is obviously not taking part in qualifying due to qualifying ban he received for multiple incidents from the last race out in Austria. So it will be starting from the back of the grid as a default. So he's got a lot of work to do, although he has got a free tyre choice, but he has to make it up all in the race if he wants to get somewhere in the points tonight. Big tyre folder, especially with the quite a few drivers in there now look a bit pacey and competitive. But hopefully that won't let him down and go all out. Meanwhile then, go out there on his flying lap. Let's see what he can do there for his Force India. Yes, got CSR up in P8. Obviously, Williams there, I believe. That is SJ. They're getting out of the way there because Maximus is not taking part in qualifying. So the got then going to show him who's boss in Force India there with Ollie being his new teammate. Going through cops there. Love a great camera angle there. Car sticking like glue. See what it's like going through Mackets and Beckett's. Again, another camera angle there. Love it. Great view. Need more of this, Codemasters. Take note. And down the old hanging straight. DRS fully right over now, heading into Stoke. Goes a little bit wide there, but the Gort gets away with it. Still putting the hammer down. Going through now into Club and Vale. Getting the view of the driver's eye line, going through the halo. And the Gort there goes in P3 with a 126.886. So good lap time there from the Gort. Getting himself right up there in the mix as well. See who else is out on track to do qualifying laps. So then on board with one of our new drivers then, SJ Miller. Just starting the flying lap there, so see if he can improve from 5th place. we'll keep an eye out and see what we can do. Fredo also up there on a hot lap as well for Ferrari, aiming to go higher from 7th. Although the top two, as in Jay and Francis there, are both going out, obviously separated by literally 0.2 of a second there. That is the gap difference between them two, so they'll be looking to go extend the gap times even more, or push it even for faster lap times, providing they don't ruin the tyres themselves. Mays also out there on the hot lap as well. Oh, when he goes a bit wide there in turn 2, can he control the car there? Richie does. Lucky safe when he goes off the track there for good measures again, just to probably keep way out for the Sauber behind him. Lucky safe there for Mays. That was literally like a heart and mouth moment there for him. It's not nice losing it around turn 2, knowing that you're going to end up going into one of the walls either side, but luckily he ended up on the side that's more wider than the left. And now he's just got to go around and prep up his quali lap again. Ollie also out there in Red Bull on the soft tyres, going for a fastest lap time, as well as Mays' teammate Siege. He's also up there as well. And Fredo is off track at 3. But he does improve out to 1:27.0. Still remains in P5 though. SJ with 1:27.1. Going for another lap by the looks of it as well. Hamilton still going for another fastest lap, knowing that he has to get in front of Spike. Otherwise Spike will be aiming to go out for a win and try and beat Hamilton at all costs to keep back his title fight going. Well, they didn't only separate by a few points, and it's only halfway the season, so they're trying to keep each other on it as much as possible. Mays there goes with P13, although that's not representing lap time, and he's going for again, but it looks like he's getting holed up here. He's getting holed up here by Sauber by the looks of it. Trying to figure out which Sauber it is. It's definitely not Ollie, but was it got a skirt? Looks like, yeah, it was. Maybe Mays was probably not happy with that getting held up by got a skirt there, but so we'll see what happens for the outcome in general. CSR Hamilton though goes up into P2 with a 1:26.5. There's a good lap time there for Hamilton. And as that's going on, Jay's now starting to come out onto the track to start defending his pole position, so all is good. What's up there, Spike? Great to have you as always. Hoping you have a good race out there tonight, mate. Obviously, yeah, you can tell about the pad versus wheels stint as well, so I can understand the pain on that one. Left front to be heavy, as there's more right turns than left, as it is at Silverstone. And Alan Kay has reported of having no DRS, so that's why his lap times have not been up there as much as possible, especially 3 DRS zones in qualifying. It is very crucial there, so get DRS fault, and especially with 3 DRS zones around Silverstone, it can hurt you down the straights, but you can make up in the corners as long as you've got the good car set up underneath you in the car to do it. So then coming up to 4 minutes to go then. So we've got a few drivers there literally coming to the pits already out there with a set of mediums, whilst Clifford has retired, thinking that is probably the best he can do. So then Jay is currently out there in P1 as it stands with 1:26.4, followed by Hamilton in P2 1:26.5 with VSR Francis in third 1:26.6. Got there in fourth for 1:26.8, Spike in fifth for 1:26.9, Fredo in sixth for 1:27.0, SJ Miller is seventh with 1:27.1, Clifford Red then in eighth with 1:27.4, ODP ninth with 1:27.5, and CSR Ollie is in 10th with 1:28.169. That is the top 10 at the moment. We've got Alan Kay in P11, Bilton in P12, Mays in P13, George 14th. Got a Skirt will be potentially moving up to P15. And obviously Siege will be putting up P16, but yet they both haven't set lap time yet, so then George Roberts there is retired. He has set lap time P14, so with the 1:30.2, so let's see what he can do for the race of the race for him, bless him. I mean, while he's just got promoted up. And it was Goddescat there up into P14 with a 1:28.4 on the hard tyres. Now, obviously he won't be starting on them tyres as he's not in the P10, top 10, but maybe just holding back on his tyres, maybe just saving some brand new sets ready for the race, or just use it just qualifying as a test purchase ready for the race to know his car conditions. Although he isn't part firmate, so the only thing he can modify is a front ring, so SJ is up there now, setting for flying lap there, so oh, and Jay's retired. So Jay has decided that his time is set, unless he's made a mistake out there somewhere. And obviously yellow flags in all sectors there. Good thing safety car's not involved in qualifying. And also Mays is also retired as well in P13. And now it's the McLaren there is Spike then, keeping out of the way of the Gort. Keeping nice and tight out of the way, so that's good. So then with 1.5 minutes to go then, the chances of going for pole is now open as Jay can't defend it. So all eyes now lie on Hamilton, Francis, the Gort, Spike, Fredo as well. They're all up there aiming to go for it. And also at the moment there, Hamilton is going out for a flyer, and he just goes sets off now. Keep an eye on the Gort though, because he'd be also out there on the flyer. There's a flag in sector 3, and there's a Ferrari. Now that is a Ferrari of Fredo. Hopefully he can keep out the way of the Gort, although the Gort's using it to get a good cheeky little toe down the straight, which might benefit him for a straight line. Coming around Stone now, see what we'll do with the Gort. Don't think there's too much traffic ahead of him. There is a fourth, I think that's his teammate Ollie up ahead, but he should be able to keep out of the way as much as possible. So the Gort comes over the line then, and it still remains P4 at the moment, but he's still got another lap to go do it, but looking like it is backed off, so looks like 4th place will be on Gort then. Spike then still got a chance to improve, and looks like he's going for it now. Hampton meanwhile, he's still pushing out on this Red Bull, trying to get on top there, and obviously that's qualifying ending now, but anyone up there on the flyer can still finish off their lap time as long as they've been over the line. So then Hamilton coming through the last couple of corners now through Club and Vale. Will it be P1 here for Hamilton going over the line? And it is professional pole with a 1:26.2 as it stands at the moment, although we've got to keep an eye on other drivers behind him. Still got to keep an eye on Francis and Siege and Spike as well. Siege out there still on the flyer there, although we switched on to Spike unless Francis is closer. No, we go switch back onto Spike because Spike's closest to the line. So Spike going through Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel, heading down the Tango Straight then. We'll be in McLaren on pole today. He'll be looking for it to get on the pole to try and beat Hamilton now. That's his main target and rival so far. That comes through Club of Vale and all their little cheeky look up there for Spike. See what happens now coming through out the exit of Vale. Now where's it going to be put Spike? Will it be on top of the grid? No, it'll be put in P3 there for Spike. So Spike will be starting from P3 then. Now all eyes on Francis then. See what he can do for the Haas. Coming around the last corner. And it's P2 there, so Hamilton still maintains pole position, no, but if Gott's still going, no he's not. So then, CSR Hamilton then will be starting on pole for the British Grand Prix. So then that is half the job there done so far for Hamilton, then getting P1. Although Spike is not too far away from him. So then Hamilton there got half the job done, now he's got to get the other job done, now running it from pole. He's got Francis as well alongside him in P2, Jay in P3, joined by Spike there on the second row of the grid. We've got Fred in P5 with the GOT in P6, CG's in 7th with CSR Ollie in P8, Ollie Pete is in P9, the two Ollies there, they're starting 8th and 9th, good job. SJ Bella in P10, Clifford in P11, Matt in P12, Alan K P13, Mace 14, Costco 15, George Roberts 16, and Maximus will be starting from the back of the grid due to a qualifying band. So then, that is your lineup there for the British Grand Prix grid. And there we go into the sunny drive race of Silverstone this time round. Just waiting there for the drivers then to literally get themselves sorted for a strategy rise. And it's very crucial for them to get it sorted out, especially around Silverstone and with track where it is quite high and along with fast corners as well. Also medium to slow corners and long potential fast corners as well, like the likes of Maggots and Beckett's, where it all changes directions very quickly. So obviously anyone outside the top 10 has a free choice of tyres along with the strategy of their own choice, and also make an impact to the guys in front, whilst the guys in front in the top 10 cannot. So they've got to plan their gap and their strategy very carefully. So then the top 10s will be starting off on the tyres they're qualified on. So everyone in the top 10 wise is certain on a set of softs, while as CSR Ollie is the only one starting on a set of mediums. And then we go all the way down into the bottom half of the grid from P11 downwards. Goscar, George Roberts, Maximus will be starting on softs. Mays, Allen, Bilton, Matt starting on the set of mediums, and Clifford Red opted to go on the set of hards there. So all eyes will be on Clifford Red then, see what he can do up the field. So then Hamilton there leading up the pack there in P1. Knowing he's got to win the race, keep himself going, increase the gap on Spike. VSR Francis there, debuting one of the three being debuted tonight for TTFL, starting in P2. Jay in P3, looking forward to see what he can do out there. And Spike in P4, he's got to try and get up and close down Hamilton as much as he can. Easy said and done around Silverstone. CSR Ollie then, another debut as well for him, representing for Force India. See what he can do out there, starting P8 on the set of mediums, so it'll be interesting to see how he pulls that off in strategy. So all eyes on him. And SJML as well, starting in P10 on the set of softs, representing Williams. Hopefully be pulling out good times and and also points there for the Williams team, although they're down in the bottom of the structures. So hopefully we can see the Williams squad come back up. So then, as Hamilton then brings the pack around, lining up for the grid. Hopefully everyone's joining up as well, which they will do. So. And everyone's there now, lining up nicely, ready for the British Grand Prix. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's lights out. And away we go for the British Grand Prix. The starts are looking like. The starts look very good there. A couple of mid-positions there. Oh, there's a bit of contact with Jay and Francis there. Oh, and Hamilton's gone off wide. And Jay's taking his place there, and also Francis as well. So Hamilton slipped back there for making a mistake into turn 1. And also Spike's getting up there as well. Oh, and there's a bit of Mercedes there going a bit wide. There's a from Siege there. But looking at it, everyone there mostly getting away unscathed there. So Francis there leading the way then with Jay in second. Although they're going side by side into Brooklands. Jay hangs on in there, gets the inside for Luffield, although Francis there hangs on there for now. Spike in P3 now, looking at the back of the rear ring of Jay. Hamilton there, Spike there making a move on Hamilton as well, putting pressure on him. Meanwhile, battle in the back for P7 with Fredo, CS Ollie and SJ Miller. Fredo there hanging on there for now. Meanwhile, Mays and Got a Skirt, they're going side by side, and Mays got the move down on Got a Skirt there. There's loads of positions changes going on. Got a Skirt's losing out to a lot of places there, and he goes off wide at Beckett's there, and he's got damaged front wing. So Got a Skirt there has been in the wars, and he has damaged his front wing there, so that's not going to do him any good. He'll be in the pits already. Meanwhile there, we've got Spike and Jay in very close pursuit of about P2. Two Red Bulls lying astern there as well, so be interesting to see what's going on there. We've got the Gort there. The Gort's in the pits, and also he picks up P5 second penalty there as well for speed in the pit lane there, so not good there for Gort. Put all the hard work there qualifying and getting caught up with a collision there. Looks like it's a front wing change. Yes, it is. It's a front wing change, so we got there not having a good start there so far. Meanwhile then, the pack is still very tight there from P1 down to P9 there, like following the train here, so expect some actions there coming through the top 10 anytime soon. Although Francis is now starting to pull away from Jay, so it now effectively comes from P2 downwards. Although the Red Bull boys there are very, very close to each other there. At the moment, maintaining formation there. Hopefully it's not a multi-21 incident. Spike heavily gaining here on Jay. Keeping tight as much as possible, although Spike has now got his rival coming right up behind him. Obviously Spike will be doing all he can to keep Hamilton behind, and Hamilton's sizing up for a move ready. He's going to do it down Stowe. He's going for it. It's going down the inside. Spike there just hanging around the outside for now, keeping Hamilton at bay, although Hamilton's still looking for a move. He's just got to hang back for now. Yeah, he's got his teammate Ollie P in the background there, keeping him off siege there. Oh, Hamilton are going a bit wide there. Meanwhile, Francis goes with the fastest lap time there, 1:30.2. George Robbs there picking up place as Bilton Matt comes in the pits. Now, I don't know if Bilton Matt's got wing damage. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. But that's very unfortunate for him as well. Good strategy choice, and wing damage easily done around Silverstone. Meanwhile, Clifford Red. Has Clifford Red lost a bit of places there? He must have done. Lost out 2 positions to Maximus and Mays there, so he'll be doing his best to carry on there with a set of hard tyres, although it does favour him later on. Meanwhile, the battle here for P2, Stephanie Orton up against Spike, cooling down his tyres enough to get close to Jay. He's got sticking close around Maggots and Beckett's, easily done with a dirty air. Although Jay's punched through the air, which makes life easy on Spike, but not on his front tyres. Although now he's got to do a rest, he should be reeling in Jay like no tomorrow. Jay going defences down the right hand side, is Spike going to plan for the move down the outside? He's going for it. Not for at the moment. Jay hangs on for P2, although making a mistake on the exit of Stowe. Where's Spike going to go? Spike's going to go down the inside. He's hanging on in there at the moment. Jay just still hangs in there just for now. Although next DRS straight, is Spike going to think about the move down turn 1? Surely not. Spike's just hanging back for now. No, he's got the quicker car underneath Jay. Although he's got to be very careful with Hamilton right behind him. Also, there's multiple battles going on as well. I'm doing my best to keep up with it. Meanwhile, there is a position change of Clifford and Mays there, going side by side. Oh, there's a bit of contact there between Mays and Clifford there. Luckily, hopefully not too much damage there on Clifford itself, although Clifford has got DRS now on Mays, although he is in hot pursuit there with SJ as well. I was to say Maximus, sorry. And Mays there loses that position there to Clifford. Maximus there trying to hang around the outside as well. Although Mays just hangs on there just for now, although Maximus is still looking for the move. Is he going to try it down as a Stowe? Though hangs on for now, although Maximus is reeling in quickly on Mays, whilst Clifford there picks up a 3-second penalty, going a bit wide at Corpse, which is easy done, and he's paid the price for it. Maximus there sticking like glue on the back of Mays. He has got DRS range. It depends if Mays has got DRS as well, which he does, so Mays is defending himself a little bit. Maximus there getting a double toe out of this. Maximus was going for the move, and not at the moment. Meanwhile, EP is in the pit, so he's pitting early. Is he now triggered off the train of pit stops here? Meanwhile, down in the other Mercedes, Siege is under threat by Fredo. But for the time being, Siege hangs on. And now the long train of the, or the trolley train I like to call it, from J downwards is starting to reform up again. Fredo with the DRS on Siege, not making a move at the moment. Meanwhile, SJ Meadows having a look down on Ollie. Two drivers are making, two of the three drivers making their debut, and they're both going having the tongs already. Meanwhile, Fredo's still looking at the back of Siege there, pushing on as much as possible, pushing that Mercedes. Don't want to make a move down into Maggots and Beckett, so there's no overtaking spots around there whatsoever. Only ends in tears. Now he's got himself lined up ready from the exit Chapel there. Fredo there goes a little bit wide. Might compromise him a little bit, although he has got DRS now on the back of Siege. Is he going to make a move down on Siege? Is he going down the inside? Is Fredo going to make it stick? Yes, he does. Fredo there makes the move stick there on Siege then. So Fredo up into P5, Siege into P6. Although Siege is not giving up just yet. CSR Ollie and SJ Meadows also now coming in to join the battle here for P5 as well. Meanwhile there, Everton still chasing down on Spike. But Spike still pulling away as much as possible. SJ is getting really close to the back of CSR Ollie here. Although they're both on different type of compounds there, although Ollie has got the upper hand on the long durability side of it. Though Ollie has got DRS as well. SJ now going down the move. He's going to make the move down to Brooklands. Not at the moment. Ollie there just slams the door. Although CSR Ollie goes a little bit wide around left field, although you can go around wide there. You can take yourself a different wide line approach. You can still benefit from it. Meanwhile, Fredo they're trying to pull the gap on Siege as much as possible, and he's doing just that. Clifford Red there picking up more penalties again. Don't want to be doing too many of that. They will compromise his race completely. SJ Meadow then looking for the move, going to make the move down on Ollie here. Ollie looking for the move down on Siege. Better thought of it. Was going to end up in tears. Meanwhile, then race leaders into the pits. Francis is making his pit stop. Siege is also in the pits as well, so pit stop strategies are now coming to play here. That makes Jay then race leader at the moment, Spike in second and Hamilton in third. So those starting on the harder of the two compounds are starting to make more beneficial gains now as the subs are starting to wear off just a bit. But the top three though are literally just under the case of 1.5 seconds. So SJ Miller then still on the back of Ollie, still pushing on, still not gained much out of it so far, just maintaining station. Although the top three now are literally within a second of each other, and we will pan back onto that as it's looking a bit tasty here. Jay then starting to feel a bit of pressure. Two title rivals behind him battling and catching them up. Spike now with DRS trying to pull away as much as can from Hampton, although Hampton is getting a double toe out of this. Hamilton was looking for a move up in Stowe, but Spike had it covered. Jay's there with the advantage of being in P1. Clear air, no car in sight. Can easily preserve his tyres. But the car behind will lose out with tyre wear, but gaining in speed. Whilst Spike there picks up 3-second penalty. Fredo is into the pits. And a lovely little glitch there from Codemasters, so we'll watch that. Meanwhile, Jay had a little bit of a shaky there, but gets away with it for now. Might be just a sign of tyre wear coming into play. Spike meanwhile on the back with DRS. Gaining on him with a bit of lock up into Brooklyn's head. That ain't going to help him too much there. Although Spike is taking tighter line here on Jay. Again, though, Spike's got to be careful with his moods. But he is a Season 1 reigning world champion though, so he's got the experience underneath him to know in all situations. Meanwhile, there is a position change there. Siege then jumps Fredo, doing the undercut on Fredo, so good job there from Siege, catching his way up back up the field. And Ollie P meanwhile. Oh, Fredo's retired. Where's Fredo retired? Fredo has retired somewhere. Where has he gone? Oh, Fredo there, unfortunately, they're making a mistake on the exit Brooklyn's end. That's his race unfortunately done. He was doing so well in qualifying there. Just pushed his car a little bit too much. So that's down to a first retirement of the day then. Back for the leaders though. Still very, very tight there. Hamilton there literally chucking his car in around turn 2. Meanwhile, there's the yellow flag in sector 2. And that's Ollie P. Ollie P is off track there. What happened to Ollie P? Although it's going to take a little while there coming on. And he does a little bit of pirouettes in the grass. And Ollie P has decided to call a retirement on there. That is unfortunate there for Ollie. Meanwhile, Jay and Spike then getting very, very close here. There are still yellow flags in sector 3. That is for the car of Ollie P. Now, I do not know if it would trigger off safety car or virtual. We do not know at the moment. It's deemed it's still safe to race, so Spike is now starting to close up a little bit more closer now on Jay. And obviously Crucial getting the exit right here. Jay, they going defences already down the inside on the right hand side. Although Hamilton's looking on charge to get past Spike. At the moment, nothing to it though. Still got to hang around for another lap. Waymar Jay's peeled off into pits. So Jay's gone into the pits then. Rich opens up Spike and Hamilton then to go for another lap or 2, depending on when they're going to go for the pit stops. Crucial now to keep an eye on Jay, see what tyres he's go for. Ollie P meanwhile gets promoted up P3. So the championship rivals then are literally going to be batting out for P1. Meanwhile, Jay there goes for a set of mediums. We've got to keep an eye on him, especially in relation to Spike and Hamilton. Spike now under threat by Hamilton. Spike's going for heavy defensive there on the inside of Brooklyn's. Hamilton though is still there, switching around to do switchbacks in a couple of places. Spike then hangs on for now, although he's got to start creating a gap as much as possible. Easy said and done when the tyres are wearing away. George Roberts there is in the pits there for Toro Rosso then. Spike now still heavily under pressure now from his championship rival, or championship leader at the moment. But the question is though, are these two going to pit straight away, or are they going to go around for another lap? Because they are being chased heavily by CSR Ollie and SJ Bella. Spike then goes off to the pits. Will Hamilton follow pursuit? No, Hamilton's staying out. Hamilton's staying out for another lap. So then, Spike is coming into the pits, and that promotes CSR Ollie there coming up to the pit lane. Meanwhile, Jay gets a 3-second penalty. So where is Jay into relation to Spike? So Jay's now coming down the hanging straight. And Spike is just heading into his box. Yes, yeah, so Spike is in his box then. Jay's now coming around Club and Vale, so it's all crucial. Keep an eye on him particularly. Now, as the McLaren boys done a good job here. So that's obviously Spike's now heading out. Where is Jay? Where is Jay? That is the question. Jay's coming around turn 1. Where is Spike? Spike's coming over the hill. And Jay's got the move done, so Jay's done the undercut here on Spike. Getting himself back up into net P1 as it stands. Well, net P2 because Francis there pitted earlier beforehand. Got them moves up into P10 then because Maximus is into the pits. Pitting on for a set of medians then. Meanwhile, as there's all that going on, CSR Ollie getting himself up into P2. Good drive there so far, good strategy call. Meanwhile though, Clifford Red started on a set of hards, got himself up into P3. Now this will play into hands of Clifford very, very well here if he plays the cards right. Keeps himself out of trouble and carry on pushing at the rate speed he's going. Might be in potential up in top 5 here for the Sauber driver. Meanwhile, we've got a little bit of a battle brewing up, and that is between Spike and Siege, although Spike's really made a pit stop on fresh rubber. Meanwhile then, Hamilton is into the pits for Red Bull. Francis then is coming around Club and Vale. Jay's not very far back in pursuit. Whereas Spike though, Spike's coming around into Vale. It's crucial to see where Hamilton is. Hamilton's just heading down towards the exit. Now it's crucial to see if Spike can get in front of Hamilton, although Hamilton's up on the slip right there. There is Hamilton then. Has Spike got the move done? Has Spike got the move done on Hamilton? Yes, he has, just. So Spike then just got the undercut done on Hamilton, which is crucial for him in his championship gap reducing onto Hamilton there. Meanwhile, Siege there still pushing on, not far away from the back of Hamilton, although it's going to have a tough call as Hamilton's on fresh set tyres, although it will take a little while to get them heated up. But crucial there for Spike though, get out ahead of Hamilton at all costs there. If he was stuck behind that Red Bull after the pit stops, it will be a tough call from him from there on. So then CSR Ollie there still holding out in P1 then. Making his debut there for Force India tonight. And he's doing remarkably well there, having a good decent race. Hopefully get a good result there for Force India, pushing them up. Clifford Red then in P2. Again did another amazing job there for Sauber there. Especially on the hard tyres there, so he's starting to now reel in the gap to Ollie there as the tyre compounds start to come into a bit of a play here. Meanwhile, Alan Kay there in the Haas being chased carefully by his teammate, although top 3 yet to still make a pit stop. So effectively at the moment, VSR Francis is currently net P1 then. Although, surely don't think there'll be like any team orders at Haas there, but both on different type of strategy, so hopefully they don't hold each other up too much. Unless they're going out for battle to test everything, see what happens. Although Francis has gone for the harder tyre here, so it might come into advantage here to Jay. But it depends on how long the medians can last out for here. Francis there with the DRS, catching up on his teammate. Heading down into Club and Vale there, great little camera angle there from the front wing there as Alan Kay locks up. Hamilton meanwhile gets a 3-second penalty. A little bit of lag there on Francis' side there. Although getting a DRS there. And Hamilton meanwhile says the fastest lap time on 129.8 there. So Hamilton now setting the pace Francis is getting close to his teammate there. Ooh, and the Haas drivers there make contact there. Hopefully not too much damage. But luckily just to get away with it, no broken front ring there, so that is crucial there. He ended up in tears there for the Haas boys. Gunther Steiner won't be too pleased with that. Although Francis and Alan there switching positions there, so Alan down into P4, Francis into P3. Hopefully Francis will be praying for Alan to back up Jay a little to give a bit of breathing space, but we'll see what happens in the little tactics there of Haas. Jay then be looking to eye up and move quickly on Hamilton and going very wide there at Cops. Don't want to be going out there too much. Again, penalties there looming over you for track extending. Oh, and that's Jay got off wide there with Maggots and Beckett's. Got the line completely wrong there, and he's gone across the escape road there. That's going to do his tyres any favours there, picking up all the crap and the marbles and debris out there as well. So Jay there just literally pushing a little bit too much on his tyres there. Meanwhile though, Spike and Hamilton there are splicing up again, their reignition battle there. Meanwhile there's Jake trying to go around the outside of Alan on exit Vale. He's got the move stick, it's still going side by side. Jay there getting the move done then. And Spike looking for a move down on Alan there as well. And Spike got the move done into turn 3, yes he does. So Spike there making the move down on Alan, Alan losing 2 places in the space of 2 corners there. So now Spike has got a bit of a breathing space now on Hamilton, with Alan Kay being the guinea pig in the middle. Although Alan not giving up just yet. Hamilton looking up for the eye on Alan. Alan for now still defending his lines. Spike then now got to make a hot pursuit there onto Jay then. Alan now getting again under pressure there for Hamilton. Hamilton making a move down inside. Can he get it down into Cops? Still side by side there, great respect there between them two there, holding it out around Cops there. But Hamilton there gets moved done there on fresher set of tyres. So 11 lap younger tyres to be precise. So Hamilton there up into P6 and meanwhile a race leader there of CSR Ollie there comes to make his first pit stop for the night. And potentially be his only pit stop. And Clifford Red there takes the lead of the race then. Maximus and Bays there getting a 3-second penalty there. Not what you want. CSR Ollie though going out on a set of softs. Now that is interesting. That is interesting. See if he can make that last to the end, which I don't think, well, he possibly can do on a lighter fuel load. But he'll be pushing tyres there. Meanwhile, oh, Bilton Matt there crashed out. It's in sector 3. Oh, that is unfortunate there for Bilton then. Not what he want again. Another string of bad luck there for him. Do feel sorry for him. Doing well in races and then having to be DNF there. Not what you want. Meanwhile there, Spike and Jay having a little bit of ding dong there for P3 then. Jay just hangs on there. Go around Lovefield and Brooklands. Although Spike is now heavily pushing on Jay as much as possible. Spike now will be looking to eye up and move very quickly to get past Jay. Knowing P2 is up on the cards. Meanwhile there is an overtake going in the background of Gosskurt and Alan Kay. So obviously Alan there making his pit stop, and Goskirt's been out on a harder set of harder tyres for quite some time. Alan now making a charge to get through the field as much as he can. Goskurt trying to defend his line, making 2 moves already. Meanwhile the battle at the front there is still going on. Flip back to the battle there with Alan Kay. Goskurt then. And Goskurt there goes wide there. Now it's going to benefit Alan to retreat here, getting DRS and plus toe with it. Where's Alan going to go? He's going to go down the left hand side, going to do it round the outside of Stowe. Can he pull it off? Hanging in there, Goskurt still hanging up in the inside there. Has Alan got the move done? Yes he has. Alan Kay there getting the move done on Goskurt, although Goskurt's coming back at it though into club. And Goskurt takes the position back then from P11. Although Goscut, they're going a little bit wide there, although Alan K is getting DRS again. Alan trying to make fast work there off those hard soft tyres as much as he can. Ooh, a little bit of lock up there for Alan, not what you'll be doing all the time. Not especially on a new set. Meanwhile, as he had a flag, and that's George Roberts there retired. So George Roberts there is retired from the race, so it's down to 4 retirements. And we've got a virtual safety car out on track. So with the virtual safety car out of track, everyone's now neutralised to set Delta there. And Clifford Red taking the opportunity here under the virtual to make a pit stop. Now that will benefit him as much as possible, although the virtual safety car is now ended. So he'll gain a little, but now he's going to lose a little bit of time. But with the virtual there, he'll back up the pack just nicely there. Virtual safety car didn't stay out too long after all. Meanwhile though, still battle here for P2. Ongoing between Jay, Spike and Hamilton. Spike's definitely closing up again. It's just getting the exit right here to help her out onto Redden Straight. Back end wanted to go on there on Spike. A little bit too eager. Meanwhile though, Alan K got a skirt, still going for it for the battle for the last spot on the points now. Alan K getting himself up into P10 then. Now it's got to push on using those soft tyres to its advantage. Meanwhile then, Spike, Jay, Hamilton. Jay in P2, Spike P3, Hamilton P4. Spike looking very feisty now. Jay going defensive down on the inside of Cops. Spike making a move down the outside of Cops. Is he making it stick though? He's got a little bit off track there, so but just gets away with it, gets the move done though. So Spike then up into P2. Now he's got to chase down Francis then, who's on the harder compound. So although he is getting heavily pursued here by Jay, who's also now on the threat by Hamilton. Hamilton getting a double toe of these two. Jay going defensive on the inside there. Hamilton is going to make a move down the outside. No, he's not. Jay got it covered. So Jay meanwhile hangs on for now. Hamilton's still looking feisty. Spike there with a little bit of a lock up there. So Francis there goes over P1. Spike now in P2. Jay in P3. Hamilton in P4. It's definitely hotting up right out there now for the last 2 positions on the podium. Hamilton needs to make fast moves on these. He's got the youngest tire life out of the 2 ahead. Meanwhile, Jay looking for the move on Spike with DRS, but not close enough just to make the move just yet. Again, they all got to be careful of the front left. The front left is a heavy wear tyre, especially around Silverstone where it's a fast-paced corner. Now we're heading into Cup. So the Cup meanwhile sets the fastest lap time of 1:29.6 there to bag himself the fastest lap award so far. Although Jay's now getting very close here to Spike, very close indeed. He's got to get his lines right through Chapel and get the exit spot on there, which he does. Although Spike's got a bit of a gap covered here as much as possible. Hamilton's still getting double toe out of the 2. Jake there going a little bit wide now. This opens the door up of Hamilton. Hamilton going up the inside of Stowe. So Jay's mistakes there cost the position of the podium there. And that's Hamilton up into P3, although Jay's not giving up just yet. He's eyeing for the move on the back of that Red Bull. So Hamilton now will be chasing down Spike. Jay will be kicking himself now for making a mistake around Stowe there. Not what you want to do. CSR Ollie meanwhile goes even faster with 1:29.6, and Jay's going for the Daniel Ricciardo lunge there. Trying to force Hamilton into a mistake there, and also Hamilton there still hanging on. Jay trying to do a switch back here. Hamilton meanwhile just hangs on there for the time being. Jay's just got to be careful not to let the emotions get in the way. No, his mistake probably cost him. Still time though to overtake. And it's still very tight, so Spike then starting to create a gap already on Hamilton. Not by much, but he's definitely pushing away as much as he can. And they are starting to reel in a little bit on Francis as well, although Francis is extending the gap. Hamilton's starting to close the gap now on Spike and trying to pull away from Jay, so these two are going to be a little bit of a tussle, pulling the gap away as much as possible. Hamilton getting very close here to Spike. So close, they was nearly going for the move down into Stoke, but Spike had it covered for now. So the rivalry is refired up again then between Spike and Hamilton. Battle for the championship lead, especially at the halfway point now. Try and get the best camera angle here. This is not exactly the best camera angle I want, but Hamilton meanwhile still close to have Spike. And there we go, nice little area shot there, that'll be nicely done. Meanwhile there is a position change for P7. And that is Clifford Red there going, making a move there on SJ Mellor then. Clifford up into P7, SJ in P8. And Clifford there making the move, pulling away with DRS there. So Clifford is on a charge. Meanwhile, three-way squabble for battle for P2 then, still going on. Hamilton again looking very close here to Spike. Spike's starting to feel the pressure already. He's got to make sure his exit's spot on there, which he does. And Goscott meanwhile goes even faster with a 129.1 there. So people at the back are trying to pull up the fastest lap award there. Spike going heavy defensive there. Hamilton going out the outside. Has he got the move stick? Spike still in there. Oh, they both did touch there, but they both get away with it. No collisions there. And Hamilton there going up into P2. Spike going down the inside though. Spike making a lunge. Oh, and Spike there spun it. Spike there spun it there. And lost out on time there to Jay there. Meanwhile, what's that going on? Francis there goes even faster there on the fastest lap award there. Showing that he's still got life in his hard tyres. But Spike there literally was going for it. And paid the price there and lost out to two positions there. Hamilton and Jay meanwhile though still squabbling out. Jay trying to do the switch back on Hamilton. But as it stands so far, Hamilton still leading the table. Jay going for the move. Is he going for the move? He's going down the move down the inside around Brooklands, which comes the outside of Lovefields. Oh, and he's got to make the move stick. Is he going to make the stick around exit Lovefield? Very close there, oh, very close there, touching there, and Jay there, pulling up a masterpiece move there, around the outside of Lovefield on Hamilton there. Great move there from Jay, getting himself back up into P2. Though Spike can still chase up to Hamilton now, do not know if Hamilton's got any damage or not. Looking at it, front wing looking okay so far, so... Jay though picking up 3-second penalty though, it's going to be very crucial towards the end. Meanwhile, Hamilton is starting to drop back a little bit. Siege is starting to catch up as well. Meanwhile, there is a yellow flag in Sector 1. And it kindly disappeared very quickly there, so that's very crucial here. Hamilton there starting to fall away a little bit. I do not know if he has got damage or not. Goscott picking up a 10-second time penalty for track extending. That is not a good move there for Goscott there, so Goscott then is going to be lapped unfortunately coming through the pack. So now obviously the front runners are going to be tuning out in traffic. Meanwhile, Jay's now pulling out a gap on Hamilton, pretty much to his second. As Hamilton then got gap to Spike back in by a second as well, so second, third and fourth are just calming down a little bit, but it won't be long before they are starting to duel out again, especially near the end of the race, depending on their fuel loads and how low they're running on fuel. Although now Spike is now starting to reel in Hamilton now, so I don't know if Hamilton is now struggling on his tyres or pushing him a bit too much that the grip's just wearing away. Easy said and done. CSR Ollie then chasing down Season 2 champion Siege. Though, two different types of different compounds there, but they might be on the same wearing as they both wear out at different rates. But CSR Ollie though still keeping up with Siege though, so anything can happen. Yeah, the flag out in sector 1 again. Is that got a skirt there? And it is, it's got a skirt there. Doing pirouettes, but looks of it down at turn 3 there, so not the best idea. Obviously keep it out of the way for the cars, yes, but doing pirouettes is not ideal. Maybe be going forward there. Back to the action though. Battle for P3, possibly now on the cards here for Spike. He is definitely catching up on Hamilton. And Hamilton's already losing that time to Jay here, so obviously Hamilton must have a little bit of wing damage or such, maybe from the collision when he had to Spike earlier. Going around to like lap 24, approaching lap 25 in a second. Spike then getting very close here to Hamilton then. Is he going to go for a move on Hamilton? Just hangs on for now. Hamilton goes a bit well next to this though. This is open up a move again for Spike. Again round club. This time he's going to go around the outside. Hamilton locks up. A little bit again. Wheel banging out. Getting inside the bell. Oh, and they both push each other off right there. Now that was a little bit close in close cons there. But Spike there gets moved back to Hamilton. Although Spike's weaving looks like he's not happy with Hamilton there. But he has given the place back. On lap 25 though. These two keep squabbling. Oh, and there's contact again. So this time Spike going in the back of Hamilton. It's definitely hotting up between the two rivals now. And you'll see this battle going on is opening it up for Siege and also for CSR Ollie to pull in as well to get the potential last spot on the podium here. Spike definitely not happy at the moment. Just keep motions going. Hamilton goes wide. Open up the door there for Spike. Spike get the tiny exit here. He can get a good exit here. Still just gets away there. Gets the perfect exit though, but not close enough. He's going to go for the move, is he? Just hanging around cops. Hamilton goes wide. Spike's going for a shorter line. He's going side by side now. They're going to get the move done before Mac gets to Beckett's. Not an ideal side by side move. Not at the moment. Spike then just waiting. Ooh, looks like he was drifting up wide there, but again, good car control there for Spike. Getting DRS now on the back of Hamilton. Where is he going to go? Hamilton there just pulling away as much as he can. The straight line speed just happened out a little bit. Spike picking up a 3-second penalty then on Hamilton. Not what he wanted, and he's going to go for the move. Was half-hearted move attempt there. Spike with a switchback though on the XFL. Can he make it stick? Going side by side, and he does. Spike makes a move stick. Oh, and Hamilton hits into Spike there. That is not nice sportsmanship there from Hamilton. No, it's not nice sportsmanship. Hitting there, banging the wheels there. Almost took each other out. Not what we want. Hamilton there is again picking up. Looks like rather damage. But Siege there going around the outside of Hamilton. A little bit of wheel banging there, but gets away with it for now. Oh, and Hamilton there pushes the switch. Siege off wide now. This opens up for Ollie there going 3 wide down the straight here. He will break first out the 3. And this CSR Ollie there picking out 2 position. They're going into P4, which loses out to. Oh, and Hamilton there pushes off Ollie there. Now Siege is now going for the inside, and oh, Ollie there squeezes out Siege there, but no damage out whatsoever. Hamilton there getting very aggressive, and also Ollie there hanging on in there as well. Ollie on the inside of Hamilton though. Ollie there picks up P4. And Siege there makes a move on Hamilton there as well. So Hamilton's now dropped down into P6 there. So he obviously has got damage. He's now got to be very careful though, because he is under threat from drivers behind. Meanwhile, while all the action there going on behind then, PSR France is then making his debut here for the TTFL League. In representing the Haas there, coming around the last corner now. And wins the Silverstone Grand Prix there and sets the fastest lap there for good record as well. Jay there picking up P2 then. That's all Rosso. Spike meanwhile comes over the line. Picks up P3. Where's CSR Ollie? CSR Ollie goes up into P3. CSR Ollie making his debut as well. Up into P3. There's Siege up into P4. Hamilton in P5. Obviously, Spike has got penalties as well. It's down into P6 then. SJ Mellon up into P7. Clifford Red there with a good drive up into P8. Alan Kay though in P9 under threat by Gort. Last two positions going. Still in the point, so hopefully them two don't take each other out. Although, where is it Gort? Gort's on the inside then. Alan's still hanging on for the outside. In for the inside. Gort's got the move done. He's going to make it stick. So close there between the line. And Gort then gets P9 and Alan Kay gets P10. Then Maximus then gets P11. And then coming down into last place there for Mays then in P12. Got to go there with a lap down. He's down in 13th. But your race winner though is BSR Francis there around Silverstone. My oh my. Well, that is a race and a half. That is a race and a half there. Oops, and I accidentally skipped there, unfortunately. My bad. I was just getting ready for just in case of a cut there, but so with top three then with CS Harley then making his debut then with P3 with Jay in P2 and Francis in P1 then. So the officials or the unofficials result then, so Francis in P1, Jay in P2, CSR Ollie P3, Siege then in P4, CSR Hamilton P5, Spike in P6, SJ Mellon P7, Clifford Red in P8, Gort in P9, Alan K P10, and then Maximus is in P11 and Mays in P12 with Goska in P13. Been lapped down. Your retirements then is George Roberts, Bilton Matt, Ollie P and Fredo. So then, what I can give for the driver of the day then? I'm going to go give it to CSR Ollie. I'm going to give it to CSR Ollie. I know he's one of the three debuts there, but starting out of P8 and getting himself out to P3. Good strategy call, keeping himself out of trouble. He deserves it in my book, but feel free to put down in the comments for your driver of the day. We'd love to hear the reactions. As our vote's going on. There we go, sorry about that. Hitting the loads of random buttons, I'm still freaking recovering. So, if you got any questions to ask for the interviews for selected for the drivers that are coming for interviews, please feel free to put them into the comments. I will be looking up and reading it through and asking the respectful drivers you have asked. So then, let's see the drivers who I can get in for interviews. Obviously, if the new drivers want to be interviewed, they'll just have to add me. So, see if we can get in for interviews then. Alright, see if we can get in, Okay, Francis, if you just like to send me an friends request, I'll add you in for the interviews. Make my life a little bit easier. Right then, so the first driver to be hit by the lovely little corner there is Spike. Spike, how are you?
Hello mate, how are you?
Not too bad. Recovering. A little bit of action galore, bits of races and also near the end as well. You had a good little qualifying out there as well, getting up into second row on the grid.
No, it wasn't that good, but yeah, P4 was okay.
And then also you had a good race out there with long continuous scrap between yourself and Jay. Talk us all through it.
Yeah, got a reasonable start. Just sort of following at the start just to keep the tyres in. Left front was the one that was getting closest to the maximum temperature. And after the pit stop, we all broke loose. It was good fun. I think the only problem we had was Jay and both Jay and Hamilton must have had, I don't know, I wasn't connected properly to them because Hamilton twice hit me up the back down Hanger Straight, which I'm guessing he didn't actually do, otherwise he would have broken his front wing. And Jay's car kept, going off the track and rejoining, and it made it a bit sort of difficult to race him at times. So that was a bit frustrating. Part of the reason why I got so many penalties was both the cars weren't exactly where they should have been. But that's not necessarily their fault. The game's not great for that. But overall, it was good fun. I mean, yeah, it was alright.
Is that like a bit like out of breath as well?
Yeah. I mean, what was it? The move made on Jay around the outside. Was that around Cops?
The move made around Jay was
I think it was around the outside Cops.
Yeah, it was a good move. I'll give you that.
That was a good move. And I gave him a car's width on the inside, which some people weren't doing. But yeah, yeah.
But
it got a bit scrappy at the end, so put it that way.
Yeah, it was like as you said, scrappy. Obviously, like you and Hamilton were going hammer and tongs, both been title rivals for this season at the moment. So that's why like having to go down into club deck, because obviously you were going like side by side and literally like making like the Danny Rick move, the last minute lunge on the inside, and then obviously on the first attempt you made the mistake, and obviously then I did not even make contact due to the camera angles of the stream, and then next thing is you like spun round on the exit of L.
Yes, yeah. I wouldn't call it Danny Ricciardo. It wasn't that late on the brakes. Don't know. I mean, yeah, you can choose to either leave a bit more room or not. He didn't, so we made contact. I half spun, so I mean, I guess I come off worse anyway. So, and then yeah, later on, like I said, twice down Hanger Straight, his car rammed into the back of mine. But like I said, I think that's probably more down to sinking rather than. I wouldn't think Hamilton would want to run into the back of me down Hanger Straight. It's not really going to help him overtake me. And then, yeah, I think there must have been, like I said, with the desync thing, because I made a lovely switch back through whatever the club is, it called club section, the last two corners.
Yeah, Stowe, Club, Vale, yeah.
He pushed me off basically, so I gave him back in kind on the next corner, and then he decided to carry on around the outside, and then I don't know whether on his screen he's not as close to me as he was on mine, but he rejoined the track, and his car made contact with mine. I don't know if that was on the stream or not. I don't know, but in that exchange there, I got a couple of warnings, so I got more penalties. But like I said, yeah, but it was good fun.
Good. So obviously finished up in P6 then. Obviously Hamilton finished up above you just by a place due to obviously penalties you cried, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So obviously Hamilton just extends the gap by at least 2 points. So going off into the next race then, which would be live in Germany. Would you like to see your hopes on there? It's obviously aiming to, you're presuming, to gain back on Hamilton as much as possible.
Honestly, mate, I'm going to be patchy in and out. So I was here this week, but I don't know if I'll be here this. I don't think I will be. I'm pretty sure we're out busy next Friday, so I wouldn't really count me as a championship contender for that reason, basically. So I'm just out there for fun and good racing.
Yeah, it is, but hopefully, fingers crossed, if we do see you in Germany, we see you there. If not.
Possibly.
If not, then we'll probably catch you up in Hungary.
Yeah, yeah, mate. Cheers.
No worries, mate. Good race, mate. I'll see you soon.
Oh dear, mate. Take care of yourself.
And you, buddy. Take care.
Cheers.
So then, next driver to be interviewed then will be Alan Kay. Alan, how are you?
Well, that's the story stuff.
Well, not too bad. How are you? How was your race?
Uh, it's okay. It was a good drive, but a few of the lads, I think, guys experienced the same connection with off the front three in Francis, Hamilton, and Jay in the lag when they came up to me, come back up behind me after the pit stop. Um, Francis was the first one to come up behind me, and he was a good bit back, and all of a sudden it was like he'd dive bombed me into the final chicane. Uh, his car stayed there going through the chicane, and on the exit it looked like he was side by side. I was keeping it tight to give him room because I thought his car was there, and all of a sudden his car just shot ahead and was going around the final corner onto the next lap, and I was still trying to give him space. So I think that was a bit of a desync issue. Also, when I was with Jay, we got again the same as Spike got off Hamilton, a couple of little clips going down straights with Jay behind me before he went behind me as well. So I guess and that was internet spikes as well. And then TTG got a skirt. I don't know where to go there. He just how we launched off the start was overtaken.
I think like some drivers will be saying something about it, but still though, to be fair though, you did have a good little battle at the end with the Gort though, for like for the last couple of places.
I was supposed to be about 8 seconds ahead of him, and coming up to the end of the second last lap, down onto the last lap, I spun it a little bit in the final chicane. I got it back down again, but he got me literally coming through the same section on the last lap. Then it was a good little battle side by side from. And hanging straight around.
Indeed, just literally like literally going through like the results of the race, and then literally panned on and like, oh hello, you're in got battling out for the last part of the points. So
yeah, it was good. I think it was 9th and 10th we were battling for. Yeah, and Maximus had spun and was behind us. So it was a good little battle. I enjoyed that with the Gorta. Again, Gorta's a driver, you know. He's solid, he's clean, and you can trust the guy to go side by side with. So I was happy to go side by side with him. It was a good little battle. He went out at the end around the last corner, but only 10th in it and crossing the line. So
good man. No, he's still getting the points there for Haas though. So
more points,
more points, more going up the board towards the board. So then heading towards Germany then. What was your hopes on that?
Looking forward to Germany. I like Germany. Hockenheim's a good track of mine. So.
Looking for a good range of points again for as it is tonight?
Yeah, hopefully 7th or 8th would be nice. Be certainly target for Germany.
Fair dues, Adam, fair dues. Good job out there today, mate. Good amount of points. Even though it's just like the point, at least it still adds up to the constructors at the end of the season.
So all thanks on.
Indeed, my friends. And I'll see you soon.
See you soon, Steph. Bye, thanks.
Before you go, Adam, can you just do a suggestion invite for CSR, Ollie and Francis, see if I can get them in for an interview as well?
Yeah, no bother.
And I'll just quickly sort that out. Right, let's get them sorted out. 2 6. Have you got there for Ollie as well? Or is he gone offline?
We should have both there now, just suggested Ollie there too.
Okay, we'll find out when they come in. Right, there we go. That's that sorted. Cheers, buddy. Let's see what happens when they come in a minute. Otherwise, mate, I'll catch you soon. Right, so the next driver to go forward then is CSR Hamilton. CSR Hamilton, how are you?
Hey, buddy.
You alright?
Uh, well, I don't know what to say really. I'm so upset about what happened, you know. Uh, don't know where you want me to start, you know.
Well, let's talk about your qualifying then, because obviously, like, your qualifying was amazing lap there, getting up yourself up into P1 there. Obviously, Jay was up there for quite a bit, battling for like P1 spot for qualifying, and then you just put in the lap of your life there to get P1.
Yeah, the lap was actually good. I think there isn't like 2 times more, but the car was mainly set up for the race. It was an amazing car setup, you know. So to be in P1, a good lap, not the best, you know. There is at least 2 times. I was surprised, and I was optimistic for the race. So obviously at the start I lost 3 positions. I was down on fourth, and then Jay was. I believe I was like half to 6 tenths faster in the first stint. So we were stuck behind Jay. I believe also Spike was faster than him. And Francis, he didn't pull away that much, maybe a couple of seconds. So I was in it, in the fight. So I pushed my pit stop to lap 11. I think the tires were perfect. I did my best lap in the first stint, just at the last lap, you know. And then when I was just thinking that the race is so fun, so clean, and finally we're going to have a clean race, I don't understand. Just before joining the party, I was looking at the footage. Obviously, I passed Jay with no problem because he had a moment of oversteer, and then I overtake Spike on the outside, and he was not beside me. Then he hit me. Okay, but still he wasn't beside me, and I was covering the inside. There is no way he could overtake from there. No way, because already I was covering the inside. He literally dive bomb, and my wing was red. You know, I was driving with red wings. That's why I pushed him wide. I don't know where, because I had no control in my car. This is a shame, you know, because I don't know why he dive bombed like this. Clearly I was in front and he was not side by side, and I covered the inside. So why he dive bombed like this, I don't know.
I don't know, maybe it was like try go.
I would.
Go on.
There is no room. There is no room. I was to the inside, and he wasn't side by side. So he literally dive bombed me, and my wing was damaged. So I was racing the last 5-6 laps without front wing.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think I would have got Francis, that's for sure, because I think.
Could I just interrupt? Could I just interrupt for 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Now, I think, as I explained in what I've just spoken about, me and you had a 1 red bar the entire race, and I think you and me were slightly desynced because I was right up your bum into that corner. I didn't dive bomb you, and I'm assuming because on your screen it looked like I was further back, you turned in. Now I'm not going to blame you for that, because your car rammed mine twice going down the hangar straight when you were overtaking me. I'm assuming you did.
Before my wing was damaged. After that.
Yeah, before that. Yeah, before then. Yeah, before then.
But I didn't hit you before that.
No, I know you probably didn't on your screen, but on my screen you did. That's what I'm saying. There was a desync going on between the two of us.
Yeah. After that incident, there was a lot of bumping, you know, me and you, because I had no wings, and I was defending as hard as I could. But you know, in Silverstone, with a damaged wing, you're dead. Yeah, I was so upset because my pace was so, and also going through the S sections, you know, before the straight. It seems to me like you lift off. Like brake testing. I don't know if you did it or not.
No.
Because suddenly the car was so slow, and that compromised me because I was all over the back. I was so much faster. I think I was like at least 1 second faster. I was able to do low 28. So I would have got Francis.
I'm just saying. There is your connection my connection to you, or whichever it was terrible tonight. And Jay was lagging all over the place. So I don't know what was going on. It was a poor lobby. That's what I would say. And like I said, your car rammed mine down the hangar straight twice, which you know, you obviously didn't do that, but on my screen you did. And I think that's why there was, you know, so much banging and boring between the two of us. And then when you went off to the left through the last corner, I held my car straight, and your car came back into mine, hit me twice. And I was like, what's going on there?
How
Again,
you
I'm not
thought you're
sure
going
if
to
it's the same
manage
on
the
your
corner?
screen.
With this tight angle, how you thought you're going to make the corner? Because already I positioned my car,
Oh,
and
that's
the
a
angle,
different
my
incident.
angle, yeah, but I did, you literally died
You had
on
more
me.
than a car's width on the outside, more than. And like I said, I was much further alongside on my screen than you think you saw on your screen. It was not a dive bomb; it was a legitimate mover. You pushed me
Well,
close, right up
I'm
against. You pushed me
interested to
right
see
up against
your
the curb,
footage.
so I had no choice. But I did
Okay,
slow
guys.
right down to first gear.
Okay, guys.
I think you to bring your neck in a bit.
Obviously, if you just like so obviously you two can discuss it in DM afterwards or after the chat, but try and get back on times of getting the interview sorted out. Obviously, with the time as it is tonight. So obviously Hamilton then obviously finished up in P5. Obviously just had a spike by two points going into the next race in Germany. Then looking forward to getting another win out of that. Going for the win.
I'm looking for a clean race, really. Right now I don't care if I win, if I
You
lose.
sort your internet
I'm looking
connection
for a
out, you'll have a
race.
clean race.
Okay, guys. Okay. Just hold your attention.
You weren't lagging for me, and also I don't believe you should have
Hamilton,
go to the inside like
Hamilton.
from in this
You can
corner.
believe what you want, mate.
Guys, keep it between the DMs, please.
There's nothing wrong with going to the inside, such a legitimate move.
Because I break as late as I can, and I was
I didn't lock up either.
I defended the
So
inside. So
No, you didn't, because there was more than a car's width on the inside.
I'm
That's
sorry,
not defending the inside, is it?
Francis, I will get to you guys in a sec.
Anyway, right, I'm gonna go now because obviously not gonna listen. So.
Well,
Alright, so Hamilton, you'd be looking forward to the win, maybe possibly the win for the next racing.
well, I don't know. I'm upset right now, and really, I'm told you, I'm looking to have a clean race. Wherever I finish, I finish. So that's the main thing. And congratulations for Francis for his win, and for Olia also.
Thank you.
Yeah. At least I finished ahead of Spike, so. Okay.
Right there,
Yeah,
so
without front wing, you know.
Yeah, I got front wing damage on you going through left field. I tried to take you outside and it came across and hit me back and pulled the answer.
okie dokie.
Damage there.
Turning back towards the interview then, guys. Right, so that's alright, obviously, because obviously you just lost a bit of time on the air. So still on the air at the moment, so just bear in mind with language. So then, the first person I'm going to go out with you to then will be CSR Ollie. How are you? And welcome to the league.
Well, thanks for having me. Today was a very weird race for me. I just switched to an agency, so I was expected to spin out, which I was surprised. I'm proud of myself for the result. Obviously, I didn't know the strategy because I thought it was one stop from mediums to hard. That's why I did my first anchor lap on hard. And I didn't notice everyone was in stop, so I was further down the order than I would have liked to expect. But it was a good recovery drive from my current position.
So obviously, like, going around for hards, was it just a case of just, like, testing out the track grip and where it is and where you can push your car, and then go for the bank of that later?
That was part of my idea, just get used to the track, just get used to the feeling. Doesn't really mind do much physically for the car, but it's good psychologically, so you know where you can push on your actual lap. My mediums lap was like 7 tenths on Hamilton's pole lap, so I was fairly happy considering that's about the gap, so I knew I had the needed. So my thinking was just stay with soft run at the start, and I closed the gap, but then towards the end of my medium stint, I lost pace and lost about 6 seconds. out after I hit on the softs, so I lost a bit of time there because my rear one calibrates. I don't know how it happens with Fran as well. If you save the video clip or going forward or VSE comes out, you've got to reset it nearly every time, so I lost a bit of time to the seat in front of me. So yeah, otherwise it would have been left hectic to the end and I would have given my speed a little bit better, but I saw my chance against Hamilton and with Spike.
Hamilton Spike, yeah, and you also with Siege as well.
Yeah, 3 wide, yeah, I saw my chance and I decided to brake later because I had the inside line. Where to brake, and I couldn't see my brake point from my side of the track, and then I had a little collision with Hamilton, and then I tried to keep up his inside because that's obviously what we do, and then I saw a red arrow come up, I hit the apex, stepped up the ditch with voice bike, and just went across the grass.
Yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate though. I think, actually, yeah, sorry, my correction, it was you, Siege and Hamilton. Yeah, because obviously Siege was on your inside.
Yeah, Siege was on my inside, but I couldn't do anything because Hamilton was taking the racing line, and I was the one going through overtake, and he was right to leave me that amount of room, but he had to spec like going up the side to the line. But you would expect him to be patient. For example, coming to Cops with me and Hamilton, I had yellow front wing from him coming across from the lap field. So I'm sorry if I hit him because I saw him go wide. I was concentrating good position back, but I didn't want to bring the point out to the outside. If it was me and Hamilton, I would have been position back.
Indeed, but still though, you still
Even in the stream, it's clear he wasn't side by side. Sorry to interrupt, but this is so upsetting, you know. He wasn't side by side. The same in the stream. I'm looking in the stream now. He wasn't side by side, and we both locked up. We both. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt, guys.
I know. I just heard this. I was listening to your argument, but I was going to say I don't know that I didn't see any of you two lagging on my side. I had no problem.
Yeah, he wasn't lagging to me. He wasn't lagging to me. And on the stream, literally, what on my screen is the same on the stream. The same. He wasn't side by side. He was on my right behind me. Not even his front wheel. His front wheel. He dive bombed me. And I had the red wing. I think I was 2 seconds behind the Francis when I touched him. Yeah.
So obviously you had a good race there, Ollie. They picking himself right up from the from P8 on the grid up into P5, I believe you finished. Oh, P3. Oh yeah, P3. Yeah, sorry, yeah, P3. Obviously after the penalties from the cars ahead. Nominated you as my driver of the day for that one as well. So take the credit on that one. That's from me. That's all right. Obviously he's up to the other drivers in the to discuss who is the main driver of the day so far. So keep an eye on that. You never know. So with the next race coming up, then it will be in Germany. You'll be there for that. Yep. Good man. Good man. Any eyes on positions you're aiming for or targeting in particular?
Well, firstly, I'd just like to get used to new traction and improve my pace. I'm getting faster and faster. So switching from traction, it's about 6/10 difference. So I'm trying to bring that to my advantage. Yeah, I'm just aiming for clean races, maybe top fives. Maybe look at strategy so I can make use of the benefits of using the tyres. But I know in Germany you have to qualify in the softs. Softs medium, so I won't be touching those others in qualifying.
Good man, there, good man. Congratulations there, getting P3 on your first race there, Ollie.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Fran now, P1.
We'll be talking to him in a second about that. Don't you worry. So right then, so next driver, my last driver to be into today would be VSR Francis there. Francis, how are you?
Okay, I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Probably now that I'm recovered. So then, having a good qualifying stint then in your race. Talk us through your race and quali.
My qualifying lap, it wasn't really the greatest. I couldn't find the setup I had from like months ago. I preferred the one I had in August even to the one I had now. So that probably cost me a little bit of time, but I was still happy to start second place. And I got the lead into turn 1, and my tires started overheating like a lot 4 or 5 laps into the race. So I thought I'd try the hard tire. Wasn't the best idea, to be honest. I was losing a lot of time to Jay and Hamilton because of it.
Was it a case of
But
still...
I just managed to...
Go on.
What were you gonna say?
Go on. You go.
Okay. Yeah, I managed to keep the gap until the tires got into good shape, which was like only 2021. And I managed to set 2 fastest laps at the end of the race to get the gap I needed to make it a more comfortable win.
Indeed, was it just a case of like struggling on tire temps throughout each tire set, or was it just on one set particular?
On the softs, the tires were too hot, and then the hards, the temperatures were fine, but the car just kept on understeering and understeering until like lap 20, when the fuel was lower.
Still though, you still managed to finish in P1 then also on your debut as well.
Thank you.
So that's just a good solid victory throughout.
Yeah, still happy with the drive.
Indeed. So going over to the next race then in Germany, you'll be there with us for that?
Yes, I will.
Good man. Aiming for a repeat of the win?
Yeah, I did TTL F2 around there last Monday. I came away with the win around there, and so I'm hoping to repeat it here next time out.
Good stuff, good stuff. Well, congratulations now on your win on your debut as well there, Francis. So, and we will see you there in Germany.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Right then, so that will be calling a wrap up on the stream then. A little bit overextended as I will love it. So the next track we go to then live for next Friday will be at Germany. Again, it will be same time as always, 8 o'clock, so don't miss that. Over the course throughout the week, going on Sunday, we'll be joined up with the TTL F2. Jack Mile will be hopefully there commentating for you guys, and the racetracks we have got going around there will be Japan and Austin, USA. So I hope you can join us on Sunday for that. First race will be live at 8 and the next race will be 8:45, and then we go into Tuesday and Thursday back with Kieran McGinley and Andy, but I believe Kieran's not here for this week. So we'll be having a special commentator in, but Andy will be about though. We'll be live into Mexico for Tuesday, and then we'll be live in Thursday for Brazil, both times at 8 PM, so don't miss us on for that, and also don't miss next Friday as well when we're live in Germany, when you got me in the box for that one at 8 PM. So till then, it's been great having you guys watching. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, I've been Steph. Always a pleasure as always to do commentary for you guys, and I will see you all soon next Friday about 10 to 8 live for Germany. Take care. Bye bye.